I've been playing ZZZ since release and the game has only been improving. The developers have listened and added almost everything the community asked for. Now we're in 1.4 and my last ZZZ review was over 5 months ago, so I gotta make a part 2. Is ZZZ a good game? Let's go over the facts and my opinions so I can make a proper rating by my standards. Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome to another video. We gotta talk about Zenless Zone Zero again. Back when I made my first Zenless video, the only limited character was Ellen Joe. From that time till now, ZZZ added 9 new limited 5-stars that all have great combat, which may pique the interest of many different players in the space. From my experience though, characters like Jane Doe and Miyabi really stood out to me, and the time I spent leveling and playing my roster of characters made me really understand the overall combat system a lot more. On top of that, each update brought new enemies that were fun to fight against and added new game modes like the additional Shiyu defense mode, more parts to Hollow Zero, the infinite tower game mode, and the new deadly assault mode. And that might make ZZZ's endgame the best in the gacha space. But in 1.4 they also made it so everyone on your team can use their ultimates, which massively improved the gameplay for me. The only critique I can think of currently is meta balancing, because Miyabi quite literally completely eclipsed Ellen Joe, which is just crazy work, especially in the fashion she did it. And we're just in our 3rd version update, 1.4, so I don't really agree with that, but that's to be expected from a gacha game though. But with that being said, I cannot give it a perfect rating because of that. ZZZ's combat gets a 9.5 out of 10. The story in 1.0 left a lot to be desired in my opinion. I hated the TV system because it felt like whenever the story started getting interesting, the TV would just swoop in and take all of my excitement away. However, the amazing ZZZ dev team has made efforts to improve the storytelling experience every patch, even going as far as removing that annoying ass TV system from their newer stories. This drastically improved the enjoyment of the story for me, which led to the fun Jane Doe quest, the Sons of Caledon's quest, the pretty good Yanagi quest, and the new amazing 1.4 story about Section 6, which might be my favorite story out of all the Hoyoverse games. Even with all that praise, in my personal opinion, some of the story before 1.4 was still just okay. I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was a masterpiece all the way through. Though 1.4 is different. It had some pretty good pacing, an interesting plot and narrative, a good bit of suspense packed with a lot of cutscenes and a lot of action. So it definitely influenced my rating here. So I'm giving ZZZ's story as a whole an 8.5 out of 10. Let's get straight into it. The gacha in 1.4 has undergone a massive improvement. Allowing both characters to run for the entire patch is such a great addition, giving players the option to pull both units at the same time, which makes the decision making much easier and gives them a lot more time to get the character they want. At least that's what I was gonna say before I saw the 1.5 live stream. I will say though, they did give a lot of pulls, so I'm gonna give them props for that. But the 75-25 on the weapon banner is still crazy work to me. So I'm gonna give this banner system a 4 out of 10. So I decided to put these categories in one because I'm really just reiterating my points from the first video. Hoyoverse cooked with ZZZ's animation and music. The volume of cutscenes in the new 1.4 story was amazing to see, and the music never dropped off since release. I really hope other games in the space can add more cinematics and more interesting ways to stay engaged while playing the story. ZZZ does an amazing job at doing that. They do an amazing job at telling their story with their cutscenes and their music choices. ZZZ's music and animation is honestly a 10 out of 10. Zenless Zone Zero has definitely improved, just like I said it would in my first video. The dev team has been doing a phenomenal job, and the game has become top 2 for me in the space as of 1.4. We all know who that number 1 is though, but I've had good things to say, and I've had very minor bad things to say about ZZZ 1.4, but my thoughts are ZZZ is a very good game. The combat feels great, the story is getting better and better, and the overall game is improving every single patch. I'ma give ZZZ a cool 8.5 out of 10 as a gacha game. Now you might disagree. Okay, that's your opinion, and I think it deserves a chance if you haven't played it. I definitely want to hear your opinions though in the comments section on ZZZ and how you feel it stacks up to the other games in the space. That's all I got for y'all, man. I'll talk to you later.